workout, Singapore Airlines International Cup 2013, the Group 1 worth $3 million. Short course A for the big one, and what a super event it promises to be. Over the page, last year's Singapore hero Flax, who finished third. Also representing Singapore, Lazar, Ready to Strike, and a few others including Better Life. Now, Doug Watson trains this one, Meandra, and he ran 6th in the World Cup at his most recent effort. How's he progressed through the course of the week, do you think, Larry?
Oh, as you say, they're just, having a look around and ticking over because the world... I'm more interested in the World Cup form than sort of what they're doing here. Any horse that goes to the World Cups, it's got, the credentials are there, and the World Cup forms really go strong here, so I'm happy to follow this horse.
Horse who's run twice in the Arc, formerly trained by Andre Farr, but now with Doug Watson, owned by Ravzan Kadyrov.
Doug, Meandra, how's it arrived in Singapore?
He's done really well. He's not missed a note since he's been here and come on the track and really thrived, I think, since he's been here. We've only had him 6 weeks, but he seems to have gotten better each week for us anyway. He was pretty tired after the World Cup, and we're real pleased with him.
Obviously, you would have gone back through his form, and he's a nice horse. I remember seeing him in Hong Kong last year. He ran a terrific race up there.
He did, and they said, from what I've heard, is he got a little travel sickness when he got there and had was pretty tired when he got there. Since he's been here, he's just done everything right for us, and very pleased with him.
I asked you the same question with the other horse. You've only had him a short time. What sort of horse does he like to train?
Very straightforward. He's a really nice horse to deal with in most respects. He carries his head a little bit high. But we've added the shadow roll to him. We just thought that might help him a little. I know he's won 3 Group 1s without it, but we just felt that it might help him a little bit. He does carry his head a little bit high, but other than that, he's as straightforward as they come.
And what would be his pattern of racing here over this relatively tight circuit over 2,000 metres?
How would I like him to? I'd like him to be forward anyway. He stays all of a mile and a half easy. We're dropping back to a mile and a quarter like we did on World Cup night, or like they did on World Cup night with him. So I'd like him up on the pace a little bit. I don't want him leading, but I'd love to see him up on the pace a little bit.
Watson there with Craig Evans on Thursday morning, and now we're turning our attention to the Hong Kong horses. Military Attack going for 4 in a row. Can he add an international Group 1 to his resume? He won a Group 1 last time, the QE2 in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and I guess that counts as an international. There was this horse, as a lot of people are talking about, this is the best chance for John Moore to win this race, and he's had some beaut horses come over and try, but this looks perfectly set up. There was a good win in the QE2 Cup. Gets his regular jockey back on. He didn't ride in that day, in Zach Purton. John Moore certainly knows how to travel horses. His son's been over all week. John came this morning, or last night, but at track work this morning, so big show from Military Attack.
John Moore had Zidane last year, went close when finishing second to Chin Chon. Pastorius, he's the buzz horse, isn't he? I think most people are going to be, or a lot of people are going to be looking towards him. Yeah,
and he certainly, that's a bit of rain about on Thursday morning. As I said, it just not enough rain to really hurt. It was just kept it cool. It was okay.
Surprising that the people who would have been down south of the island would have been quite surprised to hear that we didn't get as much rain, but it absolutely pelted down.
It wasn't too bad. I'm struggling with lining up the form on Pastorius. I know he's the French Group 1 and there's nothing wrong with his winning form, but I'm just wondering how he lines up against the World Cup horses who just been there longer.
He was beaten 7 3/4 lengths by Frankel
2
runs ago.
Those are the funny races.
Okay, and he won the Prix Garnet, a race that Chin Chon was never able to win. Now, we're moving on to Dan XL, the other Hong Kong horse. Looks a pace influence here.
Now, I wouldn't be writing him off. The fact that I think people sort of, because he won that race to sort of get the invite, basically, snuck into the field, but I think he's better than that. And winning form's good form, and Hong Kong form always sort of holds up in Singapore.
I think a lot of people are looking at his record. He's never won beyond a mile.
Okay.
And they just think that might be a little bit of a query, but he might be able to get the 2,000. There are a few that might be too short for as well. Hunter's Light now?
Yeah, well, it's another one that comes through the World Cup, but a lot of people were very disappointed with its effort in the World Cup, and obviously it was beaten 11.5 lengths, but it was favourite in the World Cup. Animal Kingdom won that. So that's a few people have gone off it, but if you put a line through that, His form before that was obviously very, very good.
His form is enormous, really. Won a few races in Dubai on the Tapeta. He had a really good patch over there, but couldn't quite get it done in the World Cup. But prior to that, he'd been travelling around to Italy, France.
5 wins from his last 7 or 8 races. Before that, it's not too bad.
And some big wins as well on the turf. His win over there
What
in
do we call
Italy
him,
was.
an expat, Mwingo? Is he an expat or is he a...
Well, he is
PR?
now. No, he's gets a gig down at the Ruba now, Mwingo.
No, I just on my website, someone mentioned that Michael Friedman said the horse wasn't eating as well as he would have liked, but because his brother trained it in Australia, apparently it is a bit of a picky eater.
Yeah, the reports had been that it hadn't been that smooth since coming off the plane, Mwingo, but maybe picking up each and every day. Now, Mother of Killock.
Another Aussie connection there, Matt.
Oh yes, Jane Chapelheim, and she had some success last year with Secret Asset coming
Yeah,
over
ran a
here.
terrific race. I mean, it wasn't the best Chris Flyer we've seen field with Sands Rocket Man and with a couple of locals running 1-2 and Atto and Mr. Big. And apologies to connections horses, but I think that's a fact. So she picked up some nice prize money, enough to pay for the airfare back this year.
I just wonder if this horse is a Newmarket specialist. The last 5 efforts of Newmarket, 4 wins and 2 and a second. Here's Little Flax. I think we're coming to the end here of winning workouts. Flax, he'll run a good race, doing some work with Sam Hill, and I think that's about all we've got for you here on the winning workouts. Thanks, Larry.
Thanks, Matt.
Speak to you next time.